Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So you will find today we are on ASCII Ridge for the third great one, Mule Grind. So let's take a moment right now before we start hunting to look at the footage of the second great one being killed, taxied and in the lodge, and then we will get into the third hunt. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that footage. So now we're going to start our grind for the third great one. So hold on, I will show you the map as it stands right now. We do this zone, this zone, this zone, and we do this zone here. And then we go and we do this zone and this zone. Occasionally this zone, however, there's level 2 solos on it right now, but occasionally we find jumpers on here. And then we do this zone and this zone, and again occasionally we do this lake, but again right now I believe there's level 2 jumpers on there. So let's take down our first mule deer of grind number 3, and I think we're going to take down this guy, and we'll do this guy. I don't think either of them were decent shots. Of course not. Yeah, I sadly don't see anything dead up here. Let's go see if any of them were vitals. I doubt it. So anyway, this grind, like I said in my previous episode of the second great one, I am not going to include every single kill in this grind. I am going to select clips to show. We are going to do a lot more talking. It's going to be a lot more fun. So yeah, like that's how this series is going to play out. I don't even see blood here, honestly. So we are doing herd management. Herd management at this point, I want to say is like 80% complete, maybe close to 90. We do definitely have a couple more that we need to take down. Yeah, these didn't die, sadly. Okay. Yeah, we do definitely have a couple more that we need to take down, and as we find them, we will shoot them down. I am not stacking anymore because, frankly, this is just my personal opinion, I don't think stacking honestly does anything. I mean, it does to some degree, but when you're as far into this grind, or into the grind as I am, stacking seems a little bit pointless. Like, I'm getting consistent diamonds, I'm getting consistent rares. If it takes them a little bit longer to get shot down, then so be it. I guess is what I'm saying. I'm having no difficulty spawning great ones, clearly. So yeah, I genuinely don't see the need to stack diamonds at this point. Female, really? Oh, there's a, see, as I was saying, diamond. Potential diamond, anyway. I think that was a good shot. Yeah, he's already dead. Let's see if this is our potential first diamond of the grind. Let's pray that it is. So yeah, once this series goes out on YouTube edited, then I'm going to put the raw footage up as well. It's probably going to take 2 or 3 videos to get it all out there. Yeah, there you go. 335. There's my little diamond boy. So yeah, it will probably take, I would envisage, honestly, the way the grinds have been going, if I put 100 deers into the raw footage to upload, it's going to take 3 videos. So I am going to pull this tent. Because nothing has been there for a while. Okay, let's go and try this lake. All right. And we have mule deer here. We always have mule deer here. There has never been a time that I have come to this spot and there hasn't been mule deer. There's a 4. There's a 3. Okay. Let's take down Mr. 4. And I'm probably not going to get that number 3. But I will if I go over this side of the lake really quickly. That's a 2. That's a 2. That's a 3. Okay, I don't know if he's gonna go down. I would hope that he's gonna go down. Like, I thought that was a vital, but he was also running, so it may not have been. Let's see if I can find... I would assume the fact that there's no blood spot probably means that that was not a vital. Okay, here is his blood. I'll track him a little bit, see if it drops. Okay, so he did drop. Let's see. Yeah, he's down to 25 here. Sadly, obviously, it wasn't a vital. Okay, let's go back to this tent because it's going to be quicker than walking back. So anyway, people ask me all the time, what is the purpose of herd managing? Well, the purpose of herd managing is if you have lower level animals on the map, it forces the map to spawn higher level animals. So the way that I describe it to people, and maybe this is a way, but it actually is. So each map is allocated a certain amount of points per species. So let's say that mule deer are issued 200 points, right? And that's the maximum amount of points that this species can have. So they divide the amount of animals there is on the map between those points. So you get an equal amount of, say, you know, 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s. That equal up to 200 points. Now, again, I'm not saying that it actually is 200 points, but just for explanation, we're going to go with 200. So if you have a lot of low level animals that take up a lot less room than the higher tier animals, when you are herd managing, you are increasing the amount of points. You are increasing. So if you have a lot of lower animals, you're increasing the possibility of having high level animals because there's much more points left at the top. So that increases your chances of getting diamonds. It increases your chances of getting super rares. And so there's a dilemma. A dilemma. Whether or not herd management actually helps. There's a dilemma amongst the community. Whether or not herd management helps the Great One spawn quicker. And frankly, I don't know if it makes the Great One spawn quicker. But it definitely obviously helps with the diamond spawns. So to me, with my thinking, if it helps the diamond spawns, then it probably does help the Great One. Because the Great One is always level 10. So that essentially is 2 diamonds, right? So, I mean, I can't see it hurting the Great One spawning. Let's put it that way. Do I think it makes it spawn faster? Quite possibly, honestly. But again, there's no definitive answer to that question. All that we know is that herd management definitely helps diamond spawn. It helps super rares spawn. And, you know, everything else after that, we don't really know a definitive answer. Now, let's get into how you herd manage. So what you do, you have exterior zones and you have interior zones. So the best way I can describe this is by showing you my map. Okay. The zones that I have set up on, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one is almost an exterior at this point. This one, and again, this one is almost an exterior as well. So the ones that I am set up on are my main shooting zones. This is where I want diamonds and great ones and super rares to spawn. Now, this lake, this lake, this lake, this lake, this lake, this lake, these ones, where else? These ones, and this one. These are my exterior lakes. These have been shot down to level 2. I do not need to go to these lakes anymore, even though periodically you should go and check these lakes, because there are sometimes jumpers, sometimes entire herds jump. So you want to periodically, maybe every 3 or 4 runs, maybe 5 runs, just go and check your exterior zones, make sure they're all still level 2s. If there is any level 3s or bigger, then shoot them back down. You know, and if you go back to your exterior zones when you're partway through your grind, I don't worry about, you know, restacking. It may take longer to get them shot back down, but you know what? You will do it. You will do it without stacking. And, you know, as I said, I'm now 2 grinds deep. And, you know, I've got a fairly consistent diamond rate. I've got a fairly consistent, you know, rare rate. I'm not worried about jumpers right now. Like I said, periodically I go and check a lake during a grind. I don't check them all at the same grind, but periodically I will go and check a lake. And if there is a jumper there, then I make a note of the lake that it's at, and I will focus on that lake. It doesn't become one of my main shooting zones, but I will focus on that lake so that I can get it shot back down. Or if it's a solo, I shoot it and then I go re-find it again. But I don't chase them. So if I see one that's a solo, I will shoot it, and then, you know, I won't chase it, go find which lake it goes to. When I do my rounds again and it's there again, or another one's there, then I'll just shoot it. I'm not consistently shooting down the jumpers. And again, that one didn't die. And again, like, because they're not consistent, and there's no consistent lake that they jump to, at this level into the grind, it's much easier just to pretend they don't exist, which is what I do. You know, unless I find them. If I randomly find them doing my checks, that's a 2, then I'll deal with them. That's a 2. I don't see anything else on this lake. Okay, we will leave this lake one more rotation, and if nothing's jumped in it, then we'll pull our stuff from it. And we'll do it. Again, that will become one of our exterior zones. But yeah, I mean, like I said, periodically I go and explore the lakes. And I don't do every single lake in every single rotation. I do it randomly because you never know when there's going to be a jumper. Now, so we've talked about that. So in your interior zones, okay, you want to shoot anything that is level 2 and above. Now, depending on how far you want to take, that's a 2. See, so we leave him. That's a 2, so we'll leave him. That's a 3. I think they're all 2s. What else have I got over here? That's a 2. That's a 3. That's a 4. And that's a 3. That was maybe a little bit too far back. So, you want to shoot level 4s and level 3s. And what that will do is they'll either come back bigger or they'll come back smaller. Now, if the level 3s come back smaller, and they'll go down to a level 2, or they might become... Now, if the level 3 comes back smaller, but it's still in a level 3 category, then you shoot it back down. So what you ultimately want to end up with is every rotation that you are on, you want to shoot between... I like to keep it between 12 and 20. You do not want to shoot any less than 12 deers a rotation. And the reason you don't want to shoot any less than 12 deers in a rotation is because of respawns. If you shoot less than 12 deers, your respawns will not work. So when you're doing herd management, depending on the extent you want to go, if you want to do basic herd management and just reduce your exteriors down to level 2s, then that's fine. If you want to do extreme herd management, you want to limit your pool size of deer down to your 12 or 20 that you want to shoot every rotation. That means that every deer on your map that is a level 3 or above would need to be shot every rotation. Which is why when I do my Grade 1 grinds, or when I do my herd management, I try and get it to the point where there is 20 animals on my map that are level 3 or above. That way, if I don't hit every single deer in a rotation for whatever reason, I should still have some backups, if that makes sense. Okay, so at this point you have watched me do almost an entire rotation. Actually, you have watched me do an entire rotation. Again, this lake has 2s on it only. So I'm gonna put in at this point some more shooting footage with music, so just sit back and enjoy, and if anything major happens, I will come back in and talk about it. guys, so I hope you enjoyed that footage. Now, sadly, that brings us to the end of our episode. So, right now, the kill count is up to 19. Now, I'm going to put a side note here before I get asked. The kills that are in the intros are not counted towards this grind. And the reason for this is at the time of recording this outro, the grind is complete. I just haven't put the footage out yet. So I know exactly how many kills it has taken us to get to the third great one. Therefore, to make the intros, I had to kill some more mule deer. So, the mule deer that you will see in the intros are in fact mule deer for grind number 4, which will be counted towards grind number 4. So therefore, you will see more deers killed, possibly, than the numbers on screen, or the numbers at the end of the episode. So currently, for grind number 3, we have 19 kills. We have no diamonds and no rares so far. Hopefully, in episode 2, we will get some diamonds and we may possibly get some rares. Alright guys, I will see you on the flip side, and I will see you in episode 2. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified when an episode comes out. Bye!